Okay, I think we are all set. Uh, hope hope you can hear my voice loud and clear. Okay, so welcome to the first ever live stream on Geeksnum. So we're actually live streaming this on both YouTube and Twitch, just in case um, you want to go over from Twitch over to YouTube, or come to Twitch from YouTube. Yeah, just so you know, we are doing this live stream on both Twitch and YouTube. I'll probably post the link. Probably do it as a bot command from the next stream, but yeah, it's not there as of now. Okay, yeah. So welcome again to the first ever live stream, and yeah, today's topic of discussion is cloud. Pretty much cloud technologies for 2021, and so we will start from the ground up. We will start from what is cloud, and we'll go over to the point where you understand what do we mean by cloud native technologies. So yeah, just bear with me if the mic and the sound is not loud and clear. Haven't fully yet set up my all my streaming software, my encoder and all that stuff, so yeah. Vikas Aradhya says hello. So yeah, if you're looking for a place to talk about cloud and cloud technologies, I guess probably we'll talk about it today, and also tomorrow, if we have something more to discuss, right? So I guess probably discuss some of the real world use cases and examples of companies and applications that are using cloud, right? So this is going to be a basic talk session, right? We will just do what normal people do. So what I mean by that is we will just learn stuff from a bunch of different sources. For example, let's say I won't be dumping onto you just what I know. I'll be doing stuff like, if you want to see what's cloud, let's say we will just Google what is cloud, something like this. All right, so we'll Google what is cloud, and we'll read this basic definition, and so basically it's just chit-chatting over stuff that's there on the internet, and we will try to avoid looking at videos as much, because I don't know, this is a live stream and I don't know if I'm allowed to basically play one of these videos on my stream. So yeah, we have a bunch of different places where we can learn all the stuff that we are going to stream. today, for example, is cloud and cloud native technologies. The main agenda for the stream is to discuss cloud and cloud native technologies for 2021, right? I mean, of course, I've opened up an article over here that says February 7th, 2018, but that's just to understand what's the definition for cloud native. Okay. So what's the whole cloud ecosystem look like for 2021? How people, and enterprises, basically companies are leveraging cloud in a bunch of different ways. Okay, so basically we just want to understand what cloud is, and I also hope if any of you who jump onto this stream is already working on a variety of cloud technologies, can add significant amount of input to the existing viewers, I guess. Okay. So basically you need to start off with what is cloud, right? And also if you have any other topics that you want to discuss, that you want me to touch upon, you can just let me know in the chat. It's not necessarily should be related to cloud technologies, because this is just a science and technology stream, so anything goes. You know what I'm saying? So basically I'll just try to input or probably put out as much as I know about cloud, because I've been working with cloud technologies for quite a number of years now, and and also, as I said, just bear with me if the audio is not completely clear and all that. Okay, so let's talk about cloud, right? So you might have seen in a bunch of different places. Let's say if you're a beginner to the cloud part of computer science, you might have heard these terminologies a lot. Cloud computing is a big discipline could be in your curriculum if you're in a degree course or something. And so probably I've seen a bunch of different people around me who have no idea what cloud is until they see it in their course curriculum, right? So if you're one of those people, just I think this could be really helpful for you guys, because I'll be probably going from the ground up, as I say, from what is cloud to what is a cloud and how does it work, these kind of stuff, which is really good for people who are starting out. Why is the cloud, and is the cloud free? Cloud is generally free. It might have to dig deeper. So Proxy Ajay, is this you? Yeah, it is me. And so common reasons to use a cloud, and is a cloud safe? I don't some hilarious questions. I know, but who owns the cloud? And Google can pretty much give you a whole bunch of different ways to explore a given topic. So let's say I typed in what is cloud, and the simple definition that's come up over here from the Wikipedia is cloud computing is the on-demand availability of computer system resources, especially data storage and computing power, without direct active management by the user. The term is generally used to describe data centers available to many users over the internet. But before we go on to see what's cloud computing, let's see what's cloud, right? trying to pull up if there is any image of what cloud looks like. Doesn't actually look like anything. It's just a pictorial representation of what exactly is cloud versus what exactly is everything that is not cloud, right? So let's say, okay, let's look at cloud versus data center. Yeah, so this is a good image to represent what a data center looks like. Cloud is nothing but a remote data center. So when I say data center, it's basically a bunch of servers put together where your application runs, or probably where your data resides. Let's say for Facebook, if you take an example of a Facebook server, Facebook has a bunch of these things. Server is nothing but a CPU. It's just a processing unit that actually runs your software for your, or it's just basically just a computer that you have at your home, and it just sits there in a data center. For example, if you look at this data center, this is a data center. These are the servers. These are the racks, and inside these racks are the servers. So let me quickly pull up. Okay, Facebook data center. Okay, to put in, let's say Facebook. Let's say this is the Facebook office, but a Facebook data center. But let's consider this is the Facebook office, okay? And then we have a bunch of different stuff in these buildings. Say, for the sake of this example, let's say that one of these buildings is the data center, and you go inside this building, and this is what you see, right? So it's just a bunch of racks, and inside each and every rack sits a bunch of different servers, right? So as I said, server is just another computer that you have, and so yeah, that's what basically a data center means. A data center is just a huge number of computers. So in this case, a huge number of servers sitting in a building. That's practically what a data center is. And these servers are connected to the internet, and when you let's say when you log into your Facebook account, your data and communication between your Facebook app and the Facebook servers, so the data that you basically send onto Facebook, let's say posting, let's say you post a new status on Facebook, for example, it comes to these servers, and these servers do all the business logic. So and then everyone else in your network sees, your friends and your Facebook circle sees that post. So before that has to go on to your friends. So whatever the processing, taking that data and doing whatever needs to be done is actually happening in this set of servers. So this can be anywhere. So when you say cloud, that's what actually cloud is. Cloud is just a remote data center, right? So there are only two types of stuff. There's cloud and there's a data center. So if you're a company, if you have your own, let's say you have a social network, let's say you're a company like Facebook, and you have your own social network, and you have to host that application somewhere. So you procure your own set of servers and all the different racks. You get your own electricity, you get your own internet connection, and you connect to that data center, and then you host your application over there. So that's your data center. So that's called your on-premise data center, right? So on-premise because it's in your premises. Okay, so so similarly, you just write your software and you want to host it somewhere else, on someone else's cloud, on someone else's data center is what I mean, and that's called cloud, because you're hosting your application or your social network site on a data center that's not necessarily provisioned by you. And yeah, that's what is the main difference between an on-premise data center and a cloud. So talking about a public and private cloud. So as I said, if you build your own network of computers, network of servers, and then connect it to the internet, you host your application there. That's your private cloud. So basically, an on-premise data center. But you use someone else's data center, for example, Amazon. At least that's what we are going to talk about for the most part, because it's one of the top cloud providers. We will talk about Amazon's AWS, Amazon Web Services cloud platform for the most part. And so that's, if you want to leverage someone else's data center and you want to host it there, it's basically like a public cloud. And there are a bunch of a much deeper technical explanations to both these terms. When it comes to public cloud and private cloud, there are a lot of technical differences as well. Also, if you talk about cloud and data center, there are also much deeper technical differences, but we are not digging deeper into that. And yeah, so that was pretty much the difference between cloud and a data center. The data center, cloud is also a data center. It's just remote. It's just not within your reach. You just connect to it remotely. You deploy your applications, or your websites or your web applications or whatever, and then you operate remotely from it. So also, two different types of clouds: private cloud and public cloud. You build your own cloud. You procure your own data centers. That's just public and the private cloud. So as I said, so any cloud or any data center is just these stuff, right? Just a bunch of buildings, and because it's the scale that is actually important when it comes to companies like this, because Facebook is a really huge company with a huge number of users using its social network, and 1,000 different apps that they have made. So they need server capacity that can handle millions and millions of users, and those servers can only be in this scale, right? So buildings together and all these servers racked up together. Okay, so that's pretty much what cloud is. And Bilal Mahi says, "What's up?" Hi Bilal, thanks for joining this stream. And so we are basically discussing about cloud. Feel free to suggest any topics that you want to discuss. And so now basically that's what cloud is, right? So it's a simple concept to understand. When people hear this term cloud computing, it could be overwhelming for some of us. Some of us don't even know about servers and how the whole internet works, networks and all that stuff, websites, web applications, and all this stuff. So so when we say cloud native, right, it's actually, so when companies build applications, it can be a backend for your mobile app, like Facebook, for example, or it can be even your websites for your web apps. Again, like Netflix or Facebook, whatnot. So they just write code, and the main target for these applications are not necessarily need not be the cloud, right? So they have their own, let's say Netflix is just starting out and they have written their software. They have they have everything in place, and now they want servers to run their software, to host their platform, so that users can get access to their business or to their streaming service, as you call it, right? So now they want a place to run their software. They can either procure their own servers and then host their application over there, or they can just simply do it on cloud. So yeah, but in this process, the way they wrote their application is not affected whether or not they are going to choose cloud to run their software once the development of their platform is done, right? But when you say cloud native, the whole development process or the life cycle is changed, right? So when you say cloud native, these developers, the way these applications are architected, are using the cloud technologies in mind. So let's say, okay, let's just read this out. Here's the definition. It says cloud native is an approach to building and running applications that fully exploit the advantages of the cloud computing model. So also another link to Pivotal. Pivotal Cloud Foundry is also another cloud provider, just like Amazon Web Services and the Google Cloud Platform. So so a bunch of different definitions, and also cloud native. I would say, cloud Windows. Yeah, I mean, yeah. So I'm not a big fan of Windows, so it's I don't know why I have Windows on my PC, just for playing a bunch of different games and doing domestic stuff, because it's Windows. That's all Windows is good for, right? Okay, so as I was saying, Pivotal Cloud Foundry is another cloud provider for like Amazon AWS and Google GCP, the Google Cloud Platform. So yeah, when you say cloud native is an approach to building and running applications that fully exploit the advantages of the cloud computing model, right? So let's say, I've already Googled what's AWS. So if you go to the AWS website, it's aws.amazon.com. So they have a bunch of different services for a bunch of different things. Let's say if you want compute, a place to just run your application, you have services like Amazon EC2, Lightsail, Elastic Beanstalk, Lambda, and whatnot. So if you go to Amazon EC2, this is where you just have a dedicated a remote server for yourself, and it's like you get your own computer and you can do whatever you want with it remotely, right? So so that's basically it. Cloud native, actually the development process when it comes to cloud native takes care of keeps in mind that they are developing the application to be deployed on a cloud platform. So it's not like you just write software, and then if you write software without any of the cloud native technologies in mind, or any of the specific data center related tools or technologies in mind, then you just write a generic web app or something, and then you can basically take it and put it wherever you want, right? Yeah, but when it comes to cloud native development, that's not the case. You basically keep cloud platform in mind, and then you develop the application. So also it can be as specific as you know, writing your application specifically for the AWS cloud, or even your Google Cloud Platform, or Heroku, or DigitalOcean, or whatnot. So that's what cloud native means. That's the whole process. The whole process is meant for the cloud. The whole application or the development is meant for the cloud. It's using the cloud technologies. So yeah, so if you go to the AWS website, it's have a bunch of different services for you to use for a bunch of different use cases. Say for analytics, they have all these different services. Amazon Athena. So World is Meow is thank you for the follow. Yeah, so if you go to AWS, just go to aws.amazon.com. This is where you'll land, and you can go and see the products for yourself. They have analytics, application integration, AWS cost management, blockchain. If you want to build applications for the blockchain, if you want to write your business applications, work mail for mails, for documents and whatnot, compute for all your running your software, containers, databases. Some of these things you might already be familiar with. Voice isn't that clear. I don't know. I'm still yet to set up my mic. Also, as you can see, this is my mic over here, and also it has no air filter. That might actually be causing some disturbance or noise when I speak. Right. So yeah, I'll probably see what I can do. Okay, it's clear but a bit low. Okay, I guess probably I'll be closer to my mic. Okay, no noise. Yeah, that's a good thing. I'll probably see in the next stream how I can amplify my mic volume, right? So yeah. So yeah, as I was saying, if you go to the AWS website, aws.amazon.com, you can see a bunch of different products. Some of you might already be familiar with a bunch of these things, or even have used some of these things. So that's what basically cloud native means. You have all these services that you would require to take your application from 0 to 100% development, 100% finished product, right? To give you an example, Netflix is one such company that runs its platform completely on cloud. You can sometimes hear the bikes in the background. Yeah, that's because my mic basically picks up everything, every sound around me. So yeah, probably see what I can do for that, or if you guys have any suggestions to so that is there. So when you so as I was talking about Netflix is a platform that runs on the Amazon cloud, on AWS. It's completely on Amazon, right? So they host their video files and their movies and stuff on Amazon, and also the application. All the payments are managed on the application that they hosted on Amazon, and whatnot. So so when you're talking about cloud native development, it's an approach to building and running applications, keeping all the benefits and the solutions or the services of your cloud provider. So it can be So the best way to go at it is to have a fixed cloud provider already thought about. Let's say you're building a social network and you're uh, pretty much decided that you will definitely deploy your application on a cloud platform. But also, cloud platforms like these, say AWS or GCP, have their own services, right? And the way you would write your application to go with these services, um, to be able to be integrated with these services seamlessly would be, very specific and very personalized in their own platform. So what I mean by that is, let's say you have um, AWS Lambda. So Lambda is just a service to run your. It's just a minimalistic container service where you can run your code um, only when it's needed. And so AWS Lambda is one such service. You have to integrate a bunch of different APIs that are specific to AWS Lambda, and then you write the business logic that you want to execute, right? Similarly, when you go to GCP, so the Google Cloud Platform. Yeah, similarly, when you go to GCP, they have their own service which is pretty much similar to the AWS Lambda, right? So you just want to run your function or run your piece of business logic only when you want it. They have something called Cloud Functions. Yeah. So GCP has something called Cloud Functions, and for that you should be integrating a bunch of their own APIs, right? So it's the best approach when people go for cloud native development is that they already have a cloud provider in mind, and they build their application for that particular cloud provider. For example, AWS, and they know that these are the services provided by the AWS. When it comes to compute or when it comes to database, let's say you go to DynamoDB. DynamoDB is a NoSQL wrapper of Amazon. It's their own proprietary wrapper, right? Whereas you don't get DynamoDB on Google Cloud. So Google Cloud has its own. Yeah, it's on database or whatever. So you keep in mind a cloud provider that you want to go with, and then you develop your application, which makes it very easy to cut down costs, because first thing is you're already going with cloud, and also you don't have to write a generic application and then to optimize it for a particular cloud provider. You don't have to change your code base later on. So you already know that you're going to go with cloud, and you're never going to take it down and put it in your own data center or a generic server or something. So that is there. Okay. So cloud is really a trending term, at least in the last 10 years, the last decade. It's people have really migrated to cloud, because it helps both sizes of companies, right? It also helps enterprises to cut costs, to cut down the time that it takes to take their application, to prototype their application really fast, and then get it to deployment, get it to production. And it also helps small companies or companies that are starting up to cut down costs and save time on the development and whatnot. They also don't have to worry about all the DevOps and provisioning servers, or all these services for storage, databases, or all these kinds of stuff. And one of the recent developments, one of like something that's really trending recently in cloud native is the microservices. So cloud is great for microservices because you can just differentiate your servers however you want. Let's say you have a really big server with tons of processing capacity and tons of storage and memory, but you don't want to use all of it, since most of the cloud providers give you a virtualized layer of these infrastructures or resources. You don't actually have to use them as it is, right? So the cloud providers can give you a bunch of different options when it comes to services like this. Let's say Amazon EC2 is a computing service where you just get your own dedicated server on the cloud, and you can do whatever you want with it. So in that, if you go to instance types, so this is what I'm talking about, right? So they have all kinds of servers, and they can basically provide you what you require. So they can give you general purpose, compute optimized, memory optimized, based on a bunch of different use cases. You would be needing different kinds of servers and different kinds of various other services as well. So yeah, so that is it's basically what cloud and cloud native is. And yeah, if you are one of those that have joined this stream on Twitch, and this is not going to be on Twitch as a VOD for a long time. So there's also a YouTube channel that this is also being live streamed on. So this is also going to go as a video on YouTube. So yeah, if there is any other topic that you guys want to discuss. And yeah, if you're new to this channel, just hit follow if you're on Twitch, and hit subscribe if you're on YouTube. So we will be talking about all computer science and technology related stuff almost every day. And we also live stream a bunch of different stuff. So we have our own Discord server that you can join. We also have I'll also try to set up the bot commands from tomorrow's stream. And yeah, always feel free to comment out your topic of interest, and yeah, we can start talking about them. Okay guys, yeah, I think that's all I wanted to talk about for today. It was basically cloud and cloud native. Cloud native has been making a lot of noise nowadays in the computer science industry, at least in the cloud computing world, because many people are already, people who are starting to build newer apps, they're doing it for specific cloud platforms. So cloud native applications are purpose built for the cloud model. These applications built and deployed in a rapid cadence by small dedicated feature teams to a platform that offers easy scale out and hardware decoupling, offer organizations greater agility, resilience, and portability across clouds. Yeah. So again, to what extent you want to retain that specificity. Also a bunch of different things that you have to keep in mind, like the 12-factor app development principles. I guess the topic that I have in mind for my next stream, or probably tomorrow, is microservices in cloud, which is a really interesting topic if you ask me. So let's see. Probably I'll try to minimize the noise or whatever that's going on in my microphone over here today, and I'll see you guys in the in the next stream. Yo, SKJ for you. Thanks for the follow, bro. Yeah, thanks for joining the stream. But by the way, we are at the end of today's live stream, and yeah, just if you guys want to talk about anything else, just leave a comment down below. If you're watching on YouTube, if you're watching on Twitch, you can always put it in the chat, or just whisper it directly to me. You can always do that. Thank you for watching. I'll see you guys tomorrow.